Members of the class of 2020, family, faculty, staff, honored guests, and friends of Mercy High School, welcome to the graduation ceremony of the class of 2020 and the 54th commencement of Mercy High School. From the safety and comfort of your homes, please join in for the singing of the national anthem, and let us bow our heads for the invocation which will be offered by Ms. Ann Derbacher, Campus Minister of Mercy High School.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Today, we celebrate the journey of our graduates from Mercy Girls into Mercy Women. Let us bow our heads in prayer. God of mercy, known by many names, heard in many voices, we invoke your presence with us. We thank you for the gifts of these graduates. We thank you for their excitement, their wonder and curiosity, their open speech and encouraging words. Their contributions have blessed and challenged us. We have become a richer and more diverse community because of them. As they step forward into the world that awaits, comfort their fears and strengthen their resolve to walk in the footsteps of Jesus as Mercy women in a world that more than ever needs their spirit and that needs them to be the light of Christ shining to all. We pray that these young women of mercy are ready to be socially responsible and to work to uphold the dignity of all women and men. We pray that they grow in wisdom, strength, and in the knowledge of the God who loves them. May the God of mercy, our Blessed Mother, and Venerable Catherine McCauley bless and protect them now and always. Amen.
Thank you, Ms. Derbacher. The honor of greeting everyone today is bestowed on the Salutatorian of the class of 2020. Emma Sage Keefe of Plantsville is the daughter of James and Shannon Keefe. Emma has made an indelible mark during her time at Mercy. She is a member of the first cohort of the AP Capstone Diploma program and has distinguished herself academically. As a result of her hard work, Emma has been awarded numerous academic accolades, such as the Brown University Book Award and the Rensselaer Medal. She is an AP Scholar and a 2019-2020 National Merit Scholarship Program Commended Scholar. As a result of her academic success, she has been inducted into the National Honor Society, Latin National Honor Society, and Mu Alpha Theta Math National Honor Society. Emma was elected president of the Mu Alpha Theta National Honor Society and was responsible for running the math club and overseeing the peer tutoring program. As a member of the Mercy Math Club, Emma volunteered as a tutor every week with the Crossroad After School program at Zion Church in Middletown. Outside of the classroom, Emma has proven herself a student leader, athlete, and volunteer. As a sophomore, Emma was selected to represent Mercy High School at the Hugh O'Brien Leadership Seminar. Emma has volunteered at Yale New Haven Hospital and was the vice president of Mercy's Medical Minds Club her junior year and a member to its executive board senior year. Emma is passionate about spreading the interest of STEM among elementary and middle school-aged children and her peers. Emma has been a member of the Full Metal Falcons robotics team for 3 years, was elected captain her junior year, and has held this position for 2 years, as well as drive team coach and lead engineer. She has dedicated numerous hours of service as a first LEGO League mentor and founded the Junior FLL Summer Camp. As a part of this camp, Emma helped guide the team in learning how to program and build their own robot while completing an educational research project that was presented to judges and assisted in competitions. In addition, Emma has volunteered with the New Britain Summer Experience, where she taught the Junior First LEGO League to underprivileged kindergartners. Emma has found these experiences to be rewarding and have given her the opportunity to give back to her community. In the fall, Emma will be attending Boston University and will major in human physiology. Emma?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are tuning in to our online ceremony. And welcome to my fellow classmates, our families, our teachers, and our administrators. Though I was voted most likely to be absent, I can promise you that I have cherished each moment I got to spend in this school, and I could not be more grateful to say one last goodbye to all of you. This is a little strange as I am currently staring at a camera in an empty auditorium, presenting the speech to a lens rather than to your smiling faces. The situation we have found ourselves in is anything but ordinary, just like us. I think it was pretty obvious when we stepped into Mercy High School on our first day 4 years ago that we were not an ordinary class. For the first couple of months, we took our lunch in the foyer and in the hallway surrounding the cafeteria. And when it came time for us to eat at real tables, sitting in chairs, we weren't really sure what to do. We had adapted so well that going back to normal was strange for us at first. And now, in our last couple of months at Mercy, we have done it again. We have embraced our online situation, classes in PJs, study hall naps in bed, yoga sessions in literature, and snacks whenever we wanted. We made the most of it. We made it our own. This gives me great hope for our class of 2020. No matter what comes our way, we will tackle it head on, guided by the resilience and grace that our time at Mercy has taught us. Today is the moment that we have anticipated. For 3 years, we have watched the senior classes come to school in their college sweatshirts, ditch their plaid for cute dresses, and finally walk across the stage in the pristine white gowns we wear today. While we may not have gotten the traditional experience, we were given something special. We had police sirens, lines of our favorite teachers with signs, fire trucks, and a final senior farewell that will be unique only to us, a memory that only the class of 2020 gets to keep. So thank you. Thank you to all of the teachers, administrators, and parents that have made this time special for us. And thank you for your years of support, for teaching us and guiding us. Thank you for helping us grow into the women we are today, for walking beside us every step of the way, because we would not be here without you. To the class of 2020, Mercy has given us the best environment to find ourselves, to discover who we want to become and what we can do for the world around us. My hope for you is that looking back at the past 4 years, you do not say, "I wish," but rather you look forward, being able to say, "I have learned." At Mercy, we've learned leadership, starting new clubs and expanding old ones, drafting our own senior class mission statement, and representing Mercy proudly at events like SCC's Captain's Councils, the Hartford Earth Day Strike, and many more. We've learned compassion, whether it was providing funds for the ABC Women's Center right here in Middletown, or contributing to the Red Cross Australian Wildfire Relief Fund all the way across the world, our charity had no bounds. We've learned the importance of community. As a class, we have devoted literally thousands of hours to service. And more than that, we connect to those that we serve, forming lasting bonds with the people that we help, learning the backstory, and becoming utterly involved. Leadership, compassion, charity, community, resilience, grace. These are the values instilled in us throughout the past 4 years. While it seems like the future is even more uncertain than ever, I know that each and every one of us are ready for what lies ahead. Mercy has equipped us with every tool necessary to face what comes next. So let's use them. Let's use them to spread the Mercy spirit. Let's use them to create, innovate, compose. Let's use them to take chances, to fail, and to try again, to learn from mistakes and grow every step of the way. We have been empowered as women of Mercy to spread love and to initiate change, to be leaders in our communities, to use our voice for good. And I know we will. Now, I know you are all eager to wrap this up, to move your tassel from right to left, and finally say, I am a graduate of the class of 2020. But first, there is one very special person who is a part of our class, Sister Mary McCarthy. Sister Mary has touched each of our lives in a special way. She has believed in us, and she has encouraged us. She has disciplined us when necessary, and gently guided us towards becoming the best versions of ourselves. Sis, we love you, and we are so grateful to have been your last graduating class. I hope that we have made you proud, and I would like to thank you on behalf of the class of 2020 for being the best role model we could ask for. We will forever strive to be women of mercy like you. Class of 2020, this is it, our time to shine. I wish you all the luck in the world as you follow your dreams, and I leave you with this quote: "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. Diplomas will now be presented to the members of the class of 2020 who have successfully completed all requirements for graduation from Mercy High School. We would also like to recognize some alumni who are very special to the class of 2020. If you are one of the 21 women receiving recognition as an alum of a Mercy school, 20 mothers and 1 grandmother, please follow your daughter to the stage. Your name will be called after she receives her diploma, and she will present you with a yellow rose. This is our way of saying thank you for carrying on the Mercy tradition through your daughters. Individual photos of each graduate receiving her diploma will be sent to the graduates as a gift from Mercy High School. May I present to you the class of 2020 of Mercy High School. Good afternoon, and a very special welcome to the presenting of the diplomas to the Mercy High School class of 2020. Let us begin with our first co-valedictorian, Gabrielle Ann Grant. Co-valedictorian, Holly Quinn Lewis.
This way, Helen. That's it. Beautiful. Thank you. Got it.
Salutatorian, Emma Sage Clark Keefe.
Very good.
Jaden Paris Prince.
One more. Thank you.
Megan Danielle Flynn.
Gotcha.
Julianne Rose Favali. Kelly Margaret Smith. Brianna Lee Baker.
Gotcha.
Mia Rose Carbone.
One more. Gotcha. Thank you.
Grace Elizabeth Higgins.
Right this way, huh? That's it. One more. All right.
Lorenza and Sarah.
Gorgeous. Thank you.
Amanda Evelyn Pernaruski.
One more. Right here. That's it. Very good.
Isabella Amendola.
Good. One more. Very nice.
Montana Rose Andrea. Eleni Christina Anzenberger. And thank you, Ethel, for continuing the Mercy tradition. Emily Grace Appel. Emily Laura Apuzzo. Thank you, Jill, for continuing the Mercy tradition.
Look this way. That's it. Good. One more. Okay. Now, Mom. There you go. Nice and close. Beautiful. Right here. Good. One more time. All set.
Sophia Grace Arcisi.
Look this way. That's it. Good. One right here. Beautiful.
Rachel Aragwin.
Good. One more. Beautiful.
Julie Lucille Benkoski.
One more, right here. Beautiful. All set.
Samaya Paulette Barton Voucher.
That's it, right here. Beautiful. One more. Big smile. Nice. Good job. Thank you.
Olivia Christina Bates.
There it is. One more. One more, right here. Right here. All set.
Christina Grace Bollier.
Right here. That's it. One more. Beautiful. All set.
Jordan Page Belcourt.
Good. One more. Great smile. That was good.
Jenna Marie Benzie. Thank you, Lisa, for continuing the Mercy tradition.
Excellent. You're all set.
Allison Margaret Berger.
Good. One more. Very nice. Thank you.
Ava Grace Bibisi.
All set.
Aviana Blue. Caitlin Margaret Bogucki.
All set.
Anna Grace Boniuto.
You're all set.
Sarah Ann Bryce.
Turn toward me. There it is. That's it. Good. One more. Perfect.
We can't do that. Margaret Rosemary Broder.
Good. One more. Beautiful. Thank you.
Elizabeth Joan Brown.
Good. One more right here. Beautiful. Thank you.
Alasia Leanne Bunn. Thank you, Valerie, for continuing the Mercy tradition.
You're all set.
Cecile Cahill. Thank you, Kelly and Paula, for continuing the Mercy tradition. Julia Grace Carso.
There it is. Again. All set.
Lauren Catherine Chong.
Very nice. Thank you.
Carissa Ann Civitello.
One more. All right. Very good.
Kayla Madison Kluke.
All set, huh?
Mary Pauline Cormier.
Good. One more. All right.
Emily Kelly Kreuzberg.
All set, huh?
And thank you, Susan, for continuing the Mercy tradition.
All set.
Caitlin Marie Cusick.
All set, huh?
Anya M. Deloso.
Good. One more. Way to go, Anya. You're all set.
Madeline Barbara Denver.
Again. All set.
Ashley Joanne Des Roberts. Isabella Maria DeMoro. Mary Rose DePiro. Sarah Marie Jacko. Thank you, Janet, for continuing the Mercy tradition. Jacqueline Katrina Egidio. Thank you, Danielle, for continuing the Mercy tradition. Andrea Marie Elmere. Grace Elizabeth Fenton. Maggie Marie Garcia. Thank you, Maureen, for continuing the Mercy tradition. Julie Ann Garrett. Sarah Davy Godbout. Mariella Elise Gonzalez. Amanda Co Greco. And thank you, Michelle, for continuing the Mercy tradition. Mary Catherine Harding. And thank you, Kathleen, for continuing the Mercy tradition. Tiana Shiree High. Sydney May Holland. Anastasia Napert Hool. Jenna R. Ifkovic. Mia Taylor Jones. Emma Elizabeth Casney. Alexis Barbara Kennedy.
Stand right on that mark. There you go. Nice smile. There you go. Beautiful. One more. Go ahead. No tears. That's fine. Congratulations.
Sarah Marie Karajic.
One more. Gorgeous.
Ava Lorraine Labella.
All set.
Mia Joan Lawrence.
All set.
Madison Marie Lee.
Again. Perfect.
Chloe Ann Lurch.
One more. All right.
Fei Yang Lee.
Right here. Beautiful.
Gabriella Magooter Castro.
All set.
Caroline Jean Rose Mann. Thank you, Rosemary, for continuing the Mercy tradition. Abigail Marie Malzahn. Thank you, Liz, for continuing the Mercy tradition.
All set.
Caitlin Grace Malloy. Thank you, Michelle, for continuing the Mercy tradition. Tim, could you move those? I don't know who those people are. Marissa Valerie Mangio.
All set.
Olivia Nicole Manning.
That was a blink. Let me take one more. Perfect. Thank you.
Alexandra Marie McKiernan. Emma Elizabeth McMurray.
All set.
Jessica Rose Missenti. And thank you, Lynn, for continuing the Mercy tradition.
All set.
Julia Elizabeth Morgan. Alondra Munez Escobedo.
Hold your rose up. There you go. Perfect. Thank you.
Talia Rose Munson.
All set.
Sophia Rose Noviello. Natalie Marie O'Neill. Sarah Giachi Olson.
Very nice. Thank you.
Priscilla J. Pascucci. Krisha Patel. Ashley Michelle Pelletier.
One more time. All set.
Emma Elizabeth Fow.
All set.
Francesca Elizabeth Pokorski.
Beautiful.
Cecilia Ann Pocaber.
One more time. All set.
Lila Grace Pytel. And thank you, Katrina, for continuing the Mercy tradition. Vivian Wei Wei Chu.
Big smile. Perfect, thank you.
Hallie Elizabeth Riccardi. And thank you, Kristen, for continuing the Mercy tradition.
Yep. Thank you.
Ariana Elaine Ricciardi. Kayla Richardson.
Perfect, all set.
Mariah L. Richardson.
All right.
Julia Hope Riegler. Sarah Louise Ritter.
All set.
Jaylena Jasmine Rivera. Congrats. Ashley Jessica Rodriguez. Celia Veronica Ryan.
All set.
Kaylee E. Ryan.
You want to lift your mask on?
Julia Jean Santostefano.
All set.
Alexa Teresina Scalise. Natalie Elena Scott. Machado. Mary Elizabeth Soroyce. Vanessa Lee Slack. Olivia Mary Smith. Eileen So. Lily May Sokolowski. Jalen Melissa Solorzano. Dana Lynn Splendorio.
We don't want you eating your tension. You're all set.
Mackenzie Tate Stanko. And thank you, Cheryl, for continuing the Mercy tradition. Lindsay Mary Stevenson. Thank you, Aaron, for continuing the Mercy tradition. Grace Mary Suzannon. Michaela Rosemarie Tyne. Kennedy May Trzynski. Allison Grace Tuttle. Alexandra Angelique Vasquez Narvaez. And thank you, Marilyn, for continuing the Mercy tradition.
Here we
is not here. Do I just skip her? I do. Okay, and neither is Chloe Zhao. Way to go. Sierra Taylor Valero. Nicole Marie Waldner. Shaylin Ann White. And thank you, Kathleen, for continuing the Mercy tradition. Kelly Elizabeth Wilson. Isabella Marie Young. Anna Elizabeth Yuza. Tessa Suzanne Lee Zajac. And thank you, Susan, for continuing the Mercy tradition. Lily A. Zafiro. Yanrong Zhao. Katie Elizabeth Zimmer. On behalf of the administration, faculty, and staff of Mercy High School, congratulations to the class of 2020. At this time, we welcome Bishop Cody to share his sentiments with our graduates.
Dear graduates, it is unfortunate that we are unable to meet face-to-face today. How I wish I could personally be with you as you mark a significant moment in your academic life. A graduation represents an important milestone in life. You have invested much of yourselves over the past years in order to reach this moment. Countless hours of homework and many, many days in the classroom. All that effort was good and necessary in order to develop the gifts God has given you. And you are not to be denied the credit you deserve for your hard work. Congratulations, graduates of Mercy High School. My prayer today is that you will continue to grow and learn more about the gifts God has bestowed upon you. You are still young, and that is a gift. And yet you have much to discover about yourselves and your potential. Remain open to the future. You may rightly wonder where and how you will spend your lives. For the moment, you may have very valid aspirations, but no definite idea where life will lead you, and that is perfectly fine. The people we encounter, the unexpected experiences which come our way, all have an impact on what we will become and what we will embrace in life. The pandemic which presently afflicts the world has cost many lives and great hardship for families and world economies. It is a tremendous challenge which we will hopefully never have to face again, but it will be overcome. There are always lessons to be learned, even in the dark moments of life. No matter what you will do in life, there will be challenges to be faced, moments which will require courage and stamina. Let your faith in God and belief in yourselves be your strength. At the end of the month of March, our Holy Father, Pope Francis, held an extraordinary hour of prayer in St. Peter's Square. It was evening, darkness had fallen, and it rained. What was most surprising, however, was that our Holy Father was alone in that huge square of St. Peter's, save for a few assistants. All of Italy was quarantined. Yet he wished to pray for the world. He based his message on St. Mark's Gospel, the story of the 12 disciples at sea, in a boat with the Lord as a furious storm arose. Jesus was asleep. The disciples panicked and wondered, has the Lord abandoned us? Pope Francis said on that rainy evening that we, at this moment, are like those first disciples. He reminded us that we are all in the same boat, all fragile and disoriented. But, he went on to say, we are all called to row together. Together, he reminded us, we will overcome this painful time. His was a message of hope. And so I say to you, dear graduates, always be people of hope, no matter the obstacle. We are all proud of you. Congratulations. Walk with the Lord, and he will walk with you. God bless.
Thank you, Bishop Cody. Sister Mary McCarthy greeted you as president when you arrived at Mercy High School. And during these past 4 years, you learned through her words and example what was expected of you as a true woman of mercy. You became members of an educational community with a long-standing tradition of excellence. And in its atmosphere of warmth, Sister Mary made you constantly aware of your faith, your values, and your strength as young women. While empowering students to reach every success, her greater legacy has been to foster a prayerful nature and a passion to serve others and the young women who have been entrusted to her care. Throughout the passing seasons on Randolph Road, generations of Mercy girls have learned to model hard work, hospitality, and compassion during academic years punctuated by laughter and celebration at every available chance. As we stand here today, Sister Mary has seen off over 7,000 graduates who have left Mercy to bring the helping hands of Catherine to the world. Today, as we reach the culmination of these years of growth and accomplishment, Sister Mary once again greets you, but this time as Mercy graduates. As you go forward and time goes by, you will be better able to evaluate the gifts that Mercy has given you and to better appreciate the leadership, dedication, and professionalism that Sister has shown in her role. Today marks Sister Mary's 45th and final commencement ceremony at Mercy High School. At the close of this academic school year, Sister will walk out the front doors of Mercy, having served and nurtured this community with composure, class, charisma, and may proudly pass the torch to one of Mercy's own, Alyssa DeJean, class of '95, an alum who credits her former principal for being a valued role model, mentor, and friend throughout life. It is a fitting reminder that Sister Mary's legacy is carried on in the good deeds and efforts of all Mercy women who she so enthusiastically dedicated her life to guiding. It is with pleasure and great pride that I present to you Sister Mary McCarthy, President of Mercy High School.
Good evening. I extend to all members of the Mercy High community, wherever you may be gathered to watch the 2020 graduation ceremony, my prayerful best wishes. To say that this is the most unusual graduation Mercy High has ever had is an understatement. But to you young women whom we celebrate tonight, let me begin by thanking you. First, thank you for rising to the occasion of walking across the front patio rather than the auditorium stage, with joy, enthusiasm, and your indomitable Mercy spirit. Now I want to focus on my gratitude for what you have given to Mercy High School. I could not ask for a better last class to graduate with. You have been a president's dream in her final year. Often when we assembled in this auditorium, I would look out at you, sitting front and center in your place of honor as school leaders, and marvel at how well you assumed this important role. There is a quote hanging in Mercy International Center in Dublin that I think is very appropriate for your class. Catherine had confidence in the potential of young women who joined in her efforts. She had no fear of empowering the young, the inexperienced. Frequently, she placed them in situations which would release their creativity and personal resourcefulness, supporting them all the while. Even before classes started, your senior workshop had to move from the University of St. Joseph because of construction there. You never missed a beat, made the most of the change, and set about planning for the year. You wrote the senior mission statement, which you faithfully adhered to, and in true Mercy fashion, you managed to have fun. From the first day of school, you led with confidence, enthusiasm, and Mercy class. You had superb elected officers, but we all knew that we could rely on each and every one of you. Thank you for that. 55 years ago, at the dedication of Mercy High School, Bishop Hines stated that, and I quote, "The purpose of this school is to provide a preparation for complete learning, an education of both the mind and the soul that will be trained in intellect and faith, in reasoning and in religion." Fast forward to the accreditation report from the Mercy Education System of the Americas. As a diocesan school, but one deeply involved with Mesa, we are accountable to their board of directors for charism and Catholicity. After visiting and meeting with students, faculty, and staff, Mesa, in the report back to the Board of Trustees, stated that Mercy High School's educational excellence is highlighted through all its programs. We commend utilizing distance learning as an opportunity toward expanding the school's online learning capabilities. We applaud the success of the robotics team and the excellence of the STEM program with its emphasis on women in math and science. The academic program is strengthened by a robust service component focused on the critical concerns that is supportive of a global community and includes advocacy work by students, especially in the area of pro-life and climate change. Current reality to original hopes were fulfilled. I am not sure that even Bishop Hines could have imagined the beauty, compassion, intelligence, dignity, and goodness of the class of 2020, always witnessing to mercy as true daughters of Catherine McCauley. I encourage you, young women of mercy, to take with you what you've learned about Catherine McCauley and to be Catherine. Be Catherine as you pray, as you have done so often at Mercy. I thank the peer ministers for leading this school community in prayer so beautifully and so reverently. May you always recognize God as the source of your strength, the God whom we all call upon when our faith is tested, the God who is with us in our support and in our love for each other. Be Catherine as you serve. You've learned so well that as women of mercy, you have been called to do so. Your leadership had no small role to play in the success of our food drives, Christmas drives, etc. The list goes on and on. Where there is need, you will find a way to help. May you be Catherine as you continue to strive for excellence. You have been well prepared to achieve because you have succeeded in a school with a reputation for excellence. The national and state recognitions you have received have brought honor to you, your families, and your school. 100% of you have been accepted to colleges and will continue in excellent and demanding programs. Be Catherine as you continue to reach out in love. May you always love as much as you have loved and been loved here. You were the leaders who reached out to others in love. You have not been afraid to show affection or to give the hug that was needed. The world could use that now. Be Catherine as you express your gratitude to your parents and grandparents because they are the ones that sacrificed something to send you here. Make sure you express to them your gratitude. They have supported you, loved you, and they have given you something that will change your life if it hasn't already. Be thankful to the Diocese of Norwich for recognizing the need 55 years ago to provide a superb education for young women and for young men in Middletown. Bishop Cody for continuing that support and encouragement, and for the support of his predecessors, Bishop Hart, Bishop Briley, and Bishop Hines. The Sisters of Mercy for being faithful to Catherine's vision and accepting the invitation to come to this school 55 years ago. Women who believed then, as they do today, that the work of education is sacred work. The Congregation of Notre Dame for continuing the mission of their foundress and for missioning their sisters to serve at Mercy. The faculty and staff who welcomed you into this Mercy School and taught you how to become women of mercy. The underclassmen who respected and admired you and celebrated your leadership. The Board of Trustees, who continue to encourage program and facility enhancements, and to our generous benefactors who allow us to provide you with the best opportunities. Your years in this Mercy community have come to a close. Be Catherine in the years ahead as you pray, love, excel, serve, and lead. Before I conclude my remarks tonight, I would like to acknowledge some special people who, like you, are leaving Mercy this year. For over 50 years, Mary Ann Girolamo has cared for her Mercy girls as teacher and more recently as crisis intervention counselor. She has always been there for our students 24/7. Thank you, Mary Ann, for your faithfulness, concern, and love for our girls. Sue Pasota has served many years, one of the first of many Mercy alums to return to her roots. Living proof that girls do math and science, and she has passed her knowledge in these areas to many generations of Mercy students. Thank you, Sue, for never forgetting your roots. Carolyn Snow, too, has showed so many students as well that they could have great success in the world of math. Thank you, Carolyn, for your gentleness, commitment to, and care for Mercy students. To Lynn Carello, thank you, too, for returning to your alma mater and for introducing so many students to the world of technology and finance. Your steadfastness and diligence has been a gift. Gemma Dowd has called forth the creative and artistic abilities of so many students. Thank you, Gemma, for your unfailing dedication to the arts and for continuing to encourage young artists to fill the halls of their school with their great artwork. Last but not least, Mike Stewart could certainly hold his own in this woman's world. Stu, so many Mercy students are grateful that you arrived at Mercy to help them learn of the world we live in, locally and globally. To each of you, we offer an Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, the rains fall soft upon your fields. Until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Now, before I bid the class of 2020 farewell and give them Sister Mary directions for a last time, I personally want to say thank you to my family, to the Sisters of Mercy, to the Diocese of Norwich, to the Congregation of Notre Dame, and to the Zavarian Brothers, and last, but certainly not least, to the entire Mercy High School community. You have all formed and enriched my circle of mercy. It is an easy place to work, even for 45 years, where people know what it is to be community, to be family, to be Mercy. Mercy, faculty, staff, students in this building live Mercy for me. Thank you. Mercy Middletown is a special place. You have all made it such. And graduates, thank you so much for your witness to Mercy. You are joining the ranks of Mercy alumni who are serving the world from birth to grave and everything in between, teaching the uneducated, caring for the sick, helping with legal matters, raising good families, serving the poor in our country and in foreign countries, and running businesses. There is not a part of society where Mercy women do not exert their influence and bring about change. They, like you will do, live out their daily lives, the critical concerns of the Sisters of Mercy. Mercy Middletown is your foundation, your second home, the coordinates of which you received at senior celebration as a class gift. It is here that you first came to know Catherine. It is where you embraced her wisdom. It is here where you must return in spirit in the years ahead. Now you are called to live out her vision and to bring mercy to a vulnerable world, now more than ever, in such need of her courage, gentleness, and compassion. As Our Lady of Bagot Street watched over those first women of mercy, may Our Lady of Randolph Road watch over you, our newest ones. And I close with Catherine's words, mercy makes the old, that would be me, young, and the young, that would be you, Mary. The tender mercy of God has given us one another. I pray most earnestly and indeed constantly for you, praying God to grant you every blessing. We all send you forth now with much love and with deep gratitude. Thank you.
The honor of formally bidding farewell to the class of 2020 is bestowed upon the co-valedictorians. Gabrielle Grant, a resident of Rocky Hill, is the daughter of John and Gloria Grant. Gabrielle has assembled an impeccable academic record during her time at Mercy High School. She has displayed a flawless level of accomplishment while challenging herself in the most rigorous course load available to her at Mercy, including the AP Capstone Diploma program. As a result of her academic achievements, Gabrielle has been the recipient of numerous class awards in the areas of Spanish, English, mathematics, social studies, and music. She was named a 2019-2020 National Merit Commended Scholar, awarded the Yale Book Award, and has been inducted into the National Honor Society, Math National Honor Society, and is the president of the Spanish National Honor Society. Gabrielle is just as committed to her extracurricular activities and volunteer service outside of the classroom. At Mercy, Gabrielle is a peer minister, a Mercy Ambassador Officer, and was selected to represent Mercy at the Hobie Youth Leadership Seminar her sophomore year. Gabrielle is an accomplished harpist who has played with the Springfield Youth Orchestra and the Central Connecticut State University Orchestra. Gabrielle also rehearsed with the Boston Youth Symphony and was one of 6 finalists chosen for a prestigious international harp competition as part of the Young Artists Harp Seminar in 2018. Gabrielle has trained in Irish step dance, tap, and ballet from a very young age. As an elite Irish step dancer, Gabrielle is a member of Griffith Academy Celtic Dance Company and has competed nationally and internationally. She has been a 2-time medalist at the North American Irish Dance Competition and Championships and is a student teacher at the Academy. In addition, Gabrielle has dedicated 200 hours of community service playing her harp for individuals in hospice and at St. James Church, as well as volunteering at Mercy High School events. In the fall, Gabrielle will attend Harvard University and plans to major in English and music.
Sister Mary, faculty, staff, and students, good evening. Actually, good morning. It's strange, but just this little greeting shows how much our world has changed in the past few months. Seeing as we are pre-recording our speeches in front of an audience of 4, instead of an audience of the people we've shared laughs and memories with for the last 4 years. Yet, despite these changes, our strength has been unmatched. We finished up our classes 2 weeks ago after nearly 2.5 months of an ongoing pajama day. I'd like to begin by saying thank you. Thank you to our incredibly resilient teachers who got up and taught in front of a camera, trusting that we were listening, even though they couldn't know for sure. Thank you for your never-ending patience and for your dedication to teaching us what we needed to know for those fun online AP exams this year. Despite the dogs barking in the background of our monitors and unknown students saying that class was over and mysterious voices and never revealing their identity. Yes, AP Literature period G, you know what I'm talking about. Thank you for loving us and for making our Mercy experience truly magical. Even in these last few months where the sparkles from your metaphorical wands couldn't be seen as clearly. To Sister Mary, thank you for being the brightest guiding light to an entire generation of young women. You have allowed us to grow in an environment of care and support that wouldn't exist without your constant smiles and even the occasional lecture over the intercom. And to my family and to all the families of my fellow graduates, thank you for giving us the opportunity to become women of mercy. Your support means the world, and thank you for waking us up on those days where we press the snooze button for the 5th time in a row, when there's only 5 minutes until we have to be on Teams for advisor group. But now I digress, and I want to talk about something that's been a big part of our lives at Mercy: tears. Tears have been the accompaniment, the scene stealer, and the main character during many moments throughout the past 4 years. They've been there when we failed our first bio test during freshman year. They've been there when we were stressing about our English final sophomore year. They've been there when we were trying to get more than one word on the Word document for our college essays at the end of our junior year. They've been there for countless other occasions. And they were certainly there as we drove home from our senior drive-by celebration on the 15th. Who would have known that seeing everyone in person after months of social distancing would break the dam? But the reason for those tears hasn't been black and white. All these examples I've just mentioned, when briefly thinking about them, bring emotions of sadness and sorrow to mind. Those tears, however, weren't all for naught. When we failed our first bio test during our freshman year, we made sure to study even more for our next one. When we were stressing about our sophomore year English final, those tears entered the scene because of the motivation to do well and the fear that we wouldn't get the grade that we had hoped for. And while we were working on our first drafts of our college essay last year, those tears were caused by that fear of not writing an essay good enough to get into the school you had been dreaming about your entire life. We have to realize that behind all those tears, there were good intentions. If we look hard enough, we can see through that narrow mindset and understand why those tears stained our papers at 3 a.m. Not because of flat-out fear or anxiety alone, but because we wanted to be the best versions of ourselves. We wanted to be proud of our work. We wanted to be happy. Even though it's not clear-cut at first glance, those deeper reasons for our sad tears can remind us that it's okay to be stressed out, and it's certainly okay to cry. So, to my fellow graduates, I encourage you to find that hidden meaning behind what happens in your life. Find the positivity in the most hopeless of situations. Find the sunshine behind that rain cloud. I mean, haven't we already been doing that for the past 2 months? We've already passed that test with flying colors, you know. So I'm sure that we can definitely do it as we venture out into the uncharted territory ahead of us. So if you're going to cry today or whenever you watch this, do it with a full heart, knowing that it's okay. We are strong women of mercy and are capable of anything. We really are, so I expect only happy tears as the nostalgia for what we're walking away from sets in. I challenge you to smile when no one's looking, to laugh despite the rain, to be happy when everyone around you is not. Be brave, trust God, and go into the world knowing that you can achieve anything. Reach for the stars, because even if you fall, you'll be able to see their light as they whiz by, granting you a beautiful return to reality and giving you all the more reason to reach for them once more. We made it. It's been 4 years of smiles and pulling up our socks quickly before Drew sees and running to get to class before the bell rings. I'm going to miss all of you so much. You have all impacted my life in numerous ways, and 1,000 words wouldn't ever be enough to express my gratitude for you all. I wish more than anything that I could have congratulated you in person as we took the Mercy stage for the last time. But I know this isn't the last time I'll be seeing all of you. Mercy is our home, and I'm so grateful that 14-year-old brace-faced Gabby decided to step through those double doors for the first time and never look back. I am so proud of our class, and I cannot wait to see the amazing things we are going to do in the future. Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Thank you, Gabrielle. Holly Lewis of Middletown is the daughter of French and Suzanne Lewis. Holly's academic record is extraordinary. She has been enrolled in the most challenging courses offered at Mercy High School in every discipline. In an effort to expand her knowledge and intellectual curiosity, Holly has taken courses at Harvard University, Wesleyan University, and online courses throughout her high school career. She has received numerous accolades as a result of her academic success, such as the Harvard Book Prize, the Society of Women Engineers Certificate of Merit, National Center for Women in Information Technology Aspirations in Computing Award, and most recently was named a National Merit Scholar. In addition, Holly participated in an independent research project through MIT Junction. She had the opportunity to work with a professional researcher, and her work was published in the Junction Journal, and she presented her findings at MIT. Outside of the classroom, Holly is an active member of the Mercy High School community, as well as her local community. She is a student leader, a captain of the award-winning Tech Tigers robotic team, vice president of tutoring for the Macaulay chapter of the National Honor Society, and is a Mercy ambassador. Holly is a member of the Mercy math team and has participated in Poetry Out Loud competitions every year and has been a finalist or winner of the school-wide competition several times. In her spare time, Holly enjoys figure skating at her local skating club and has played volleyball for both Mercy and club teams. She has dedicated over 200 hours of her time to community service projects and was recently awarded the Presidential Volunteer Service Award as a Hobie Ambassador. Holly has a true passion for STEM and is eager to share that with other young women. She is an ambassador for Girl Up, a philanthropic organization associated with the Tech Tigers, and this past summer, she was a summer school teacher with New England First. As a teacher, she worked with underprivileged third and fourth graders in New Britain, Connecticut. First, for inspiration and recognition of science and technology, Robotics awards one scholarship for outstanding academic achievement and valuable experiences in First. Holly's work towards female empowerment in STEM and technical experience in the computer program SolidWorks led her to being awarded the 2020 First Full Tuition Scholarship for her entire undergraduate degree. In the fall, Holly will attend Northeastern University Honors College, majoring in mechanical engineering. Holly.
Hello to everyone from the class of 2020, friends, family, faculty and staff, and all other members of the Mercy community joining us today. I have to be honest, I never imagined that our final moment of high school would be this pre-recorded speech. On some level, it feels like we've been robbed of a proper goodbye. But I know that if there was any group that could get through this together, it is this class. It feels unreal that moments from now, we will officially be Mercy alumni, leaving this community that has nurtured us for the past 4 years for what adults previously called the real world. While I could talk about all of the things we missed, how we never got those Mercy moments of prom at the AquaTurf or crying on the stage on senior's last day, I think it's more important that we focus on what's to come. Stepping into the unknown is scary. A lot of the time, it feels like we're expected to have everything figured out. Who you're going to room with, what your major will be, what job you want to have for the next 50 years. It gets overwhelming. I wish I had some great wisdom to impart on you, but really, I'm only 17. So instead, I'll share with you my plan. College only lasts 4 years. Think back to when you first arrived at Mercy for freshman orientation. The seniors looked so old, the hallways were so big, and high school seemed so long. Now, we're about to return to that same position with new, older classmates and a new big campus, but now we know how fast those 4 years can pass. So my advice to you is to cherish every second. Yes, school is important, but you only get this experience once. Take weird elective classes. Go to football games and tailgates. Join clubs and sports teams. As Mercy has shaped us all into the women we are today, allow the next 4 years to push you to follow your passion and become the best version of yourself. As we move forward into this new and exciting era of our lives, remember that we are not leaving this one behind. Think back to the people you sat with at lunch, got breakfast with on late arrival days, and decorated lockers for on their birthday. Think about the teachers whose classrooms you visited before the first bell rang, and coaches who inspired you to push past what you thought was possible. We will never truly part from the Mercy community. These relationships are the most valuable souvenirs of our high school experience. These people will always comfort us when we are troubled, lift us when we stumble, and welcome us back with open arms and a comfortable cup of tea. So, I'd like to conclude with a sincere thank you to our parents for supporting our Mercy education, even when it entailed early morning meetings and late night practices. To the teachers, administration, guidance counselors, and all other Mercy staff for accepting us and believing in us, even as we lost cake auction 4 years in a row or were the subjects of a mass suspension. And for equipping us with the tools that we need to enter the world as strong, capable women of Mercy. To Sister Mary, for her many years of dedication that have created the Mercy that we know, a community in which every girl has a place. And finally, thank you to my class of 2020 sisters. High school wasn't always easy or fun. It could be stressful and frustrating and disappointing. But each and every one of you made it an experience that I will forever be grateful for. Now, as we did during our freshman pin ceremony, when we were officially welcomed into the Mercy community, let us unite in the circle of mercy. Let this song serve as a reminder that this isn't goodbye. We will always find a home in Mercy High School and a family in our sisters here in the class of 2020. Thank you.
In mercy, we touch the hearts of those who are in misery. In mercy, rejected. In mercy, we're drawn within the loving heart of God. In mercy, we forgive the incompleteness in another. In mercy, our sins are healed and we are whole again. For the circle of mercy is timeless. It is spirit of life itself, which roots us in faith and lifts us in hope and holds us in God's loving care, and holds us in God's loving care. In mercy, the Spirit faith will root us in God's presence. In mercy, the Spirit hope will lift us out of doubt. In mercy, the love of God will be our joy in living. In mercy, we join with one another on our journey. For the circle of mercy is timeless. It is spirit of life itself, which roots us in faith and lifts us in hope and holds us in God's loving care, and holds us in God's loving care. In mercy, we touch the hearts of those who are in misery. In mercy, we're touched by them and feel their strength and courage. In mercy, we heal the pain of those who are in sorrow. In mercy, we're healed by them and see the face of hope. For the circle of mercy is timeless. It is spirit of life itself, which roots us in faith and lifts us in hope and holds us in God's loving care, and holds us in God's loving care. In mercy, we welcome those the world has left rejected.